Hi, I'm Laura Avery, the Santa Monica Farmers Market Supervisor, and welcome to Cooking with the Farmers Market, where we're going to show you how to cook delicious food with fresh, locally grown ingredients from the farmers market. Shopping at the farmers market eliminates the need for packaging and helps us to avoid costly processed food and provides you with hundreds of options for adding fresh fruits and vegetables to your menu. Joining me today are two local Santa Monica chefs. Top chef contestant and winner of Esquire's Knife Fight and Food Network's chef hunter, Nyesha Arrington, and Samo High alum and chef owner of the 2 Michelin star Melisse restaurant, Josiah Citrin. Welcome, Nyesha and Josiah.
Welcome. I'm glad to be here.
Great. So you guys are both here. You are going to cook a bunch of things. Everything from the farmer's market. Tell us what you're starting with over here and how we're going to assemble and cook this great stuff. It smells great already.
We're going to start off with a soda. So we're going to make a pear soda right now with rosemary and ginger. Sodas are great because, you think of them as sweet, so you can make this for children. Pear, pomegranate, apples, all different kinds of fruits. Or you can make it as a cocktail and mix tequila in or something interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the pears through the juicer.
Now these, what kind of pears, is this Bartlett, Camise? Help me out here. You did the shopping, what is this?
There's 3 different kinds of pears here.
Oh, okay.
We have the Bartlett, the Anjou, and they're all from the variety of places at the market.
Peeled? You leave the peels
Yeah,
on?
I peeled them.
Okay.
And just throw it through the juicer.
Is that kind of like a Vitamix?
It's just a juicer.
Fabulous. And how many pears are you going to use to get how much juice?
I did about four pears.
Great. And so we're getting what, about 12 ounces of juice out of that?
Yeah.
Yeah. 4 pears, 12 ounces. Okay, we're trying to figure out our budget here.
It's about 4 pears, should be about 5 pears, depending how much you want to make.
But that's not the only ingredient in your
No, it's not.
soda.
So then we're just gonna scoop a little of the
foam
off the top, let it rise.
Won't that kind of settle by itself?
Yeah, but we're gonna kind of speed this up along right now. So
kind of like with your beer.
Okay. Then we're going to take some ginger here, which I kind of peeled a piece of ginger here.
Yeah, we got that fresh ginger now at the market.
Yeah, it's great.
So great. This time of year, you hardly even need to peel it. It's true.
No, you don't.
So great.
Then we have a little bit of rosemary.
It's kind of a lot of rosemary. Rosemary's super strong.
Then I'm going to kind of just kind of muddle it inside.
This would be great for parents who don't want their kids to be drinking a lot of sweet stuff, and great way to get fruit into the diet. All the fibers in there, I'm assuming, most of it. Yeah, it's really good.
So I just kind of muddle in the together, and then we'll take this out, and then strain it, or we'll just strain out this stuff out.
So that rosemary doesn't stay in there very long.
No, it's quick. Thank you, chef.
It's also, super powerful, 2 powerful flavors there with the rosemary.
Yeah, you just want a slight hint of it.
Yeah, a quick taste.
Yeah, you can let it sit for 10 minutes if you like. It's all up to what herbs if you're using basil, like you could be using basil and raspberries, for example. So at that point, you would only want to you let it sit a little longer because you want a little more basil flavor.
So you're straining out even more of the pulp now.
I'm straining out a little bit of pulp and mostly just the herbs, because when I put it in the soda gun, it's not going to work if not.
That's all going through a soda gun.
Yeah, it goes in the soda.
And so Nyesha and Josiah, you used to cook together at Melisse.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit.
I worked for him.
Okay.
He mostly told me what to cook.
Josiah when did you get your 2 stars? Did you get 1 and then 2?
No,
or
we
did you
got
go
2.
Straight to 2?
Right when it came out, we got 2. So that was the biggest honor in the cooking world.
Huge.
So now, for me, the biggest thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to put this in the soda gun.
Soda already in there.
Yep, not good.
Were you there in the 2-star?
I was. That was a big accolade for us.
I
really felt proud to be a part of that team. We worked really hard to get that.
How do they do that? Do they come in unbeknownst to you? Do they just sneak around like food critics, and the next thing you know, did you know who the team was? The judging team?
We have a little. We're gonna take care of this. Why don't you start on that?
We're going to get some air into the seltzer water, and then Nyesha is going to finish up
All
here
right.
with.
Meanwhile, we're going to start cooking our mixture for the squash, the stuffed squash.
And what kind of squash is that?
It's a delicata squash.
People may see that at the market and think it's a cucumber or a zucchini.
Yes.
Because it's tiny and petite and
This
beautiful.
is true. This is from Ruti's Farms. They're our friends over there.
And it is a winter squash. It's white inside, right?
Correct.
Yeah, white inside, not a yellow squash. But with the seeds and the strings and the whole winter squash thing you got to deal with.
So for this mixture inside the squash, we're going to use white button mushrooms. We're going to use roasted red grapes, which will be fun.
Can I scrape these seeds out
Absolutely,
of there
that would be very much appreciated.
Oh, thank you.
That's a bowl for you.
Great.
We're going to do roasted Brussels sprouts, mushrooms, charred stem, as well as char leaves, a little bit of mint, and a fermented black pepper sauce. Fantastic. We're going to brush these with a little bit of olive oil and get those cooking while we get this soda.
Do you save the seeds and roast them or do anything fun with them?
Definitely. Super important, yeah. What we do is soak them in salted water. It's best to do it overnight.
Oh, really?
Correct.
Oh, wow.
So the salt soaks into the seeds.
How do you get all that stuff off?
By soaking in the water, it kind of loosens up and you're able to then take the seeds off, toss the seeds with a little bit of olive oil and salt, and then roast them at a high temperature. And then you can add like cinnamon or like pepper or anything you would like. Yeah.
Okay, I want to save those. Great.
All right. So
now the one thing, we don't have this kind of mushroom at the market, sad to say. We have the wild mushrooms. The mushroom business in California for the small growers has been difficult because of the very, very cheap imports from China. So we have the wild mushrooms, and a few people are growing shiitakes in their backyard.
Yes.
We got that wonderful oyster mushroom guy.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
who has moved
Big
and he's
fan.
retooling. Yeah.
Yep.
So,
So you can saute that, Laura.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Hi.
Great.
Hello, we're back.
Hey, we're back. All right, so for one squash, that's probably one serving, right? These guys are so
This is
little.
one serving, yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
So a couple mushrooms. Okay. What am I doing?
I'm going to take care of that. We'll go back to the soda.
All right, back to the soda.
Okay, we can.
When
just-
we left off.
Sorry about that. Anyway, so we're just gonna push the. We'll just put the soda inside of this
Funnel?
soda gun. No.
Oh, wow.
Now,
And
if
why
I'm-
wouldn't you just pour some sparkling water in there?
You could do that, but this gives a different style of soda.
Oh, yeah?
And then we're not diluting it.
We're not diluting.
We're not diluting the
right,
flavor
right.
of the juice, the pure juice.
Does this expand in volume when you put
Yeah,
the
we put the
air,
soda
so
in.
you're going to get a lot more?
Comes
Great.
out really nice. And
Yeah,
this
cool.
in.
So what is this? You get a little nitrogen cartridge?
Yeah, it's
and-
those soda chargers, and then just get this. You can get these at sort of the top or around. I mean, they're kind of cool
So
to
you
have.
can pretty much
Do it-
carbonate anything.
anything, yes.
Anything. So what else do you carbonate without?
A lot,
All
but
fruit
we're gonna have a
juice.
big trouble here.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work out today.
Not working?
No.
Okay.
It's all good.
Go back to this.
All right. So the mushrooms have some color on them. Definitely took the liberty to take the stems off and kind of braise them down ahead of time. So what we're going to do is just basically make our mixture, and
And that is onions?
this is onions that have been sweat down, and as well as the Swiss chard stem.
Okay. Oh, the charred stem is in there.
Correct.
Okay.
Mushrooms were good. Literally
Oh.
just oven roast or pan roast, just get a little color, get them going. We're just mixing everything together for...
But when you're making this dish, everything is starting raw. When it's not for television, it'll all start raw.
Correct.
Okay.
We start raw, yes.
Okay.
But we definitely want to cook everything
Right.
and then just heat everything together in the squash so everything cooks the same.
When you're doing it though, you're going to cook everything, take it out, put the next thing in, take it out. You don't throw everything and cook it at once. In the
Yeah,
same
no,
pan.
definitely not.
Yeah,
Everything
okay.
cooks at different temperatures.
Okay.
So you can prep everything ahead of time and save it, go run your errands, come back home, toss everything in the oven super quick.
And are the Brussels sprouts blanched before you do all this?
You
or they go
can
straight
cook them
in?
many different ways. You can blanch them, you can pan roast them, you can oven roast them, however you like. I like to get a little color on them. That's what we've done here. And then we're doing a black bean sauce that Chef Josiah is going to
Add to that.
demonstrate.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit of butter here and put it inside of my, okay, some butter.
Grapes are going in this now.
Yeah, we just decided to throw some grapes in there for a little bit of sweetness.
Wow.
Yeah.
And actually the grapes, what we've done with the grapes is we've drizzled them with olive oil and we popped them in the oven and we slowly roasted them off for like 35 minutes.
Ooh.
Nice.
So they come out beautifully, kind of
Wow,
dried
look at
out.
those. Yeah. Wow, those look great.
Yeah, they're really delicious. We
At,
let them
how,
cool
at what
down.
temperature? 350?
350, yes.
Hot, hot, hot.
little
Oh,
bit.
yeah, those are hot.
Okay.
Ow. Okay, later. Oh, roasted grapes. Great.
Nice, right?
They get kind of
Break down a little
puffy,
bit.
yeah, but they have a
in
nice
between that raisin kind of fresh grape flavor.
Really
Yeah.
delicious.
oh, like a roasted grape. Wow, it's good. Those
So-
are delish.
So for our ingredients for our sauce, we have garlic, shallots, honey, rice wine vinegar, black beans, okay, and water. So we're going to cook the garlic down in a little butter. I like to not really melt the butter too much. I just put a little butter in. That way it draws out all the flavor and it doesn't start to brown. So in a cool pan, we put the butter and shallots in
At the same time.
at the same time.
Shallots
we're going
and
to
garlic.
sweat these, right? Slowly cook them and let all the juices release. And then basically, so the juices release, and you cook it back down inside the juice, so you're intensifying the flavor, right?
Okay, so no browning.
No
You don't want to
browning.
brown. So low heat.
I think that's the most important thing about when you're cooking is we're trying to intensify flavor.
Right, right, right.
I mean, in the lingo of today, create flavor bombs.
Flavor bomb. All right, so pure butter, no olive oil.
No, this is just butter, this one. It depends. I kind of always go back to garlic and shallots and onions and butter because one of my favorite smells when I was growing up was my
Right.
grandmother used to sweat onions for flageolet beans and that would go waffling through the house. And I just always
like-
love the smell of
right,
it. It smells
right.
different, and butter smells different than olive oil.
Absolutely, because the olive oil really takes over. So Josiah, your grandmother had a cooking school.
My mother.
Your mother
yes.
had a cooking school in Santa Monica, where Santa Monica Place is now located.
Yes, it was on 3rd Street, and it was called the Santa Monica School of Fine Cuisine, Southern California School of Fine Cuisine.
So it was French cuisine?
It was worldly cuisine, all different cuisine, and basically she cooked for a lot of. Back in that day, you know, it was more housewives. I hate to say that, but
yeah.
a lot of people cook like that. A lot of them were executives, Hollywood executives' wives that wanted to cook. There wasn't many private chefs running around like today.
Yeah, right.
So now I'm going to add here some black beans. These are fermented black beans. You can get these in most stores that sell Asian
Fermented
ingredients.
black
Fermented
beans.
black beans.
Are
I
they in a
really-
can?
No, they come in a paper bag, or they can come
Oh.
in like a little cardboard container. They're dry. They're really delicious. It's actually a fermented soybean, so if you have a soy allergy, these would not work.
Oh, those are soybeans?
They're soybeans, yes.
They turn. I thought they were mung beans.
Yeah.
Those other ones. Oh wow.
Okay, so we're going to sweat this down a little bit, and then we're going to add honey to this.
Ooh.
And when we add the honey, it's really important that we caramelize the honey. Okay?
By just heating it.
Yeah, just on the fire, just cook it down, caramelizing it.
Oh, it's
So just, I really like the transformation that happens when you do this. So this is all things that is an interesting sauce. You do a lot of things with this. You can blend it, or you can serve it unblended, and you can serve it with fish or chicken or pasta. It's a little different flavor.
right. So the predominant flavor at this point is going to be the garlic and the shallots, right?
And the black beans have
And
a
the
very
black
strong
beans.
flavor.
Oh, because they're fermented.
And then we're going to create the sweetness with the honey. And then we're going to deglaze the rice wine
Oh,
vinegar.
yeah,
And that's
those
going
are
to create the sour. So we're going to have a sweet and sour, basically.
So very much fermenting is big now.
Yes.
Yes, huge.
Nice.
Nyesha, your grandmother used to cook kimchi. You used to cook kimchi in your grandmother's kitchen
Yes,
when you were a
definitely.
little kid, when you were 4.
Yeah, that's
Really?
definitely my first food memories. Not so much
those
cooking,
fermented
but
beans
yeah,
really do it for you.
yeah, definitely.
That smell.
Totally.
That's a really strong smell. I mean, with memories, that kind of a smell.
right, right.
So when you were 4, you were cooking kimchi in the kitchen with your grandmother.
Yes, I mean we cooked a lot of things, but
Yeah.
we fermented a lot of kimchi.
Yeah. Did you always do it in the fall because of the cabbage, or was it
No,
like a seasonal
it's
thing?
definitely year-round
Oh,
thing.
really?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
for sure. And with the fermenting, it lasts pretty
Right,
indefinitely,
right,
so
right,
it's
right.
really awesome to
It's
preserve.
really big right now.
Yes.
Kimchi is huge right now.
Huge,
Fermented
all
food.
fermented. I
and-
mean,
All fermenting.
we're doing some really cool
and
fermenting.
how good it is for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Great. We're
Super
doing
good.
really cool fermenting right now, where we use rice bran. So you use when you polish the rice, the bran that comes off it.
Right, the good,
You mix
the good
it,
part.
the good part. You mix it with chili, salt, and water, and you let it ferment. We let it ferment in the wine room, and it takes about 3 to 5 weeks
Yeah.
till it gets to that point, and then we could stick vegetables in it. So it's basically Japanese rice bran fermentation. It's really great and tastes delicious.
But what does it come out as? A sauce that you
No,
cook
it,
with?
it's like, no, you just put the vegetables in, leave them for 24 hours, and
Oh,
you
put
have
them in the
you put
bran?
them inside the bran.
Oh.
And then they ferment, and you have a beautiful, looks like it's a raw vegetable when you eat it. It has a wonderful, really nice
Oh.
flavor. So I just added the rice vinegar, and now we're going to reduce this down quite a ways. And then once this reduces down, we're going to add water, okay? And we'll reduce that down, which I have one here that's already finished. And then we'll have it
That's
cooked down.
really boiling like crazy now. Is that
Yeah,
okay?
that's okay because
We're reducing it.
we're not trying to make a clear stock.
Okay.
There's no animal protein in here
Oh,
to really affect the boiling. So when you have animal protein in, you always want to cook it very slowly.
oh.
Okay, to draw out the flavor and keep a clear broth. But in this sense, we don't have anything in here that's going to change that, so we can reduce it down.
But there's no danger of it burning?
Well, there's always a danger of it burning. But if you keep if you
Okay.
just mix it a little bit, there's
Yeah.
liquid at the bottom. There's no.
Yeah.
If you walk away and let it go down,
Yeah.
it's going to go all the way down, and then we'll have
It's a mad boil.
a
That
mad,
is a
rush.
mad boil. What about scraping all these shallots off the
Yeah,
side
I'm getting
there?
that on the sides.
So then we're going to fold this sauce into this mixture and stuff our squash, right?
Yep.
A little chopped mint.
So no salt or pepper. You don't even need that.
This
You
is
just-
fairly salty. We might.
Oh,
we
that's
might.
true,
We're
yeah.
gonna
After
put that
you
in,
put it-
then we'll taste it after. And
So basically, what you're going to do is we'll saute that up. We'll glaze this in there. Finish with a little lemon juice, and a little bit of mint. But mint gives a
Oh,
nice
I was going to
flavor.
say that is
Yeah.
for the top
It's a really nice
before
flavor.
you
yeah.
throw it in the oven.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Put a little Parmesan on top of that.
Ooh, wow. So all these layers, the grapes and the Brussels sprouts and the fermented bean sauce, this
Exactly.
all
I
is
think
going
it's
to
fun.
come together like magic, huh?
And I think when you create a dish like this, it's pretty nice.
So you're doing some liquid
Yeah.
and then some beans.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then once this cooks down and gets like pretty
Yeah, that's
consistent,
really going
really
fast.
thick, and then we're
Yeah,
gonna add
yeah.
some water.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Kind of dilutes it a little bit to kind of.
No, this is part of the sauce, the water. So
Oh.
otherwise, it's too strong.
Uh-huh.
So we're gonna add some water. Okay, and then the recipe will be on the website, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So then you add some water, and then we're just gonna turn it down, bring it to a boil, and we'll simmer this down, and we'll let this reduce down by maybe half. So it'll
And
end
that'll
up
turn
looking
into
like
that.
this. Yeah. And now this has been transferred to the blender here. This one has been put in the blender.
Oh, wow.
So there's different styles you can
I
do.
have to taste
You
this
can
now.
taste this one. No, you
Yeah.
can taste that
Can
one.
I dip a grape in it and taste it?
Please, yes.
This will be so good. Wow.
Delicious, right? So much depth of flavor.
So those you par bake a little
These
bit?
are the ones you so kindly hollowed out.
And they're already soft enough to...
Exactly.
Wow. So when you're getting this ready, you're going to bake the shell almost completely, then
Completely
stuff it?
bake it.
Oh, completely bake
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Exactly.
And you bake it face down
Yes.
and
Give
then
a
flip it
color.
over. And that's all you have
And
to
then,
do.
yeah, and then kind of what we did. I think it's kind of if it's kind of big like this, you can scoop a little bit out and throw it in here, and just kind of
Oh,
help
yeah.
it bind it
Right.
together. It's
Right.
kind of nice.
Put some more room for the filling.
So now so this will just simmer down a little bit and then cook slowly down.
And then and then you're going to just keep this in a jar and then use it.
Yeah, this is
Day
in a
by
jar.
day, or-
You can use it day by day. It's like a great. You can mix it. I mean, you can mix this mayonnaise if you want, and you want to have a crudité for vegetables. It's great.
Yeah,
It's just.
yeah.
I think it's like a pesto almost,
Right,
but it's something totally different and a
Right,
different flavor. As you taste
right.
it, it's a very complex flavor.
right.
It's kind of common, but it's not that common because the garlic and shallot make it common. But
Right, and then that fermented bean
Yeah.
thing, yeah. Well, or
really
you could
nice.
put it on hot, cold, you put it on fish, you can
Fish,
put it,
you
yeah.
can toss some large noodles with it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like a Chinese black
an
bean
udon
sauce.
thing,
Yeah,
or-
udon or something. It's really kind of fun. I think it's kind of fun thing to play with. So, put a
So
little Parmesan
then-
on there.
Yep, put
So-
some
Parmesan
Parmesan.
cheese on top.
And
Or any cheese. I think you can get some Gouda. or
Anything that'll
any cheese you like is really, you can
Crisp
grate
and
on here
brown,
and crisp
right.
and brown. Not you don't want a oily cheese.
Yeah,
That's
right.
going to separate. You
Right.
want a cheese that'll crisp and brown.
Right. So under the broiler or in the oven?
Just in the oven, just slowly bake it. You,
okay.
If you broil it, it's going to burn too much the top, and then the inside won't reheat and get really hot and cook together.
okay.
You really want these flavors to cook together.
Right. So you cook it in now until the cheese melts.
Exactly.
All right. Welcome back to the Kitchen Ballet with chefs Josiah, Citrin, and Nyesha Arrington. We're dancing around in here, working up some dishes. And while the squash is cooking, we are now going to move into gorgeous kale and pomegranates. So what's going on over here?
Okay, so right now I'm just doing a little garnish for the salad. So it's going to be a little breadcrumbs. So we just some nice breadcrumbs. Just grind up some leftover bread. Then we're going to melt some butter. And we're just going to put it in the pan.
That's how you make breadcrumbs. I
Oh
had
no, I have
idea.
breadcrumbs already. We just make them. Breadcrumbs, you just put in a Roboku or a KitchenAid.
Yeah.
Or a food processor, blend them up,
Yeah.
and then put them through a Temi or some kind of like a flour sifter, so you can take out the thicker parts. And then I'm going to make toasted crumbs with Parmesan cheese to sprinkle over the salad. And while I'm doing this, Nyesha's going to work on the
Kale
kale
itself.
salad.
Kale salad. Everybody
Yeah.
needs to eat more kale, for sure. And that is the curly kale. We've got the
Curly kale.
market. We got the
Yeah.
we got
Yeah,
the
so the curly kale, what I like to do is just bruise it a little bit, so it's a little bit more palatable when you enjoy the salad.
It makes it tender. a little
Yeah,
bit tender.
exactly. So we're going to have the texture being our sunchokes and apple. So,
raw sunchokes, raw apple.
correct.
Let's take a look at one of those sunchokes before it's cut up. People
Yeah.
always think that that's
We got the
Some
red
kind of
sunchokes
ginger.
this
Oh, yeah,
week from Wiser Farm. And they
And there's some
typically
ginger,
look
and
like the
that's-
ginger, yeah.
yeah. Nice. And the sunchoke is it's not actually anything to do with an artichoke, right? It just has a mild
No.
artichoke flavor. It's a root crop, and a lot of people like to mash them, cook them with
They're
turnips.
great. Yeah, they're
cook 'em
delicious.
with whatever, yeah.
They're really good raw too. So anyways, you can see here the bread's getting brown.
Yes.
So once it gets a little toasted, I have some Parmesan cheese here. So I'm going to put some Parmesan cheese in here.
Are you taking just stale, hard, dry bread
Old
to
bread,
make those?
yeah. Ground up stale bread, old bread. Then we just kind of put it in.
Is that where all the
this.
leftover bread at the restaurant
Yep.
goes? Yeah?
We make these beautiful croutons. So here,
Nice.
gets kind
Yeah.
of cooked up like this. Just toast it up a little with that cheese in there.
Now that does stick because of the
Yes,
cheese,
it does.
right?
But
yeah.
it's okay. It's, you know, you have a little bit. And then we have a little bit here, so we're going to grate some lemon in here. This is going to be the garnish on top of it. Okay. And
Very,
I
very.
think Nyesha's got
fancy.
the vinaigrette going, which we're using pomegranate.
Correct. We're doing a pomegranate vinaigrette. So what we've done is take pomegranate juice and reduce it down to a kind of light, loose syrup. Add a little bit of olive oil to that. We want it to be kind of broken so it looks really pretty on the plate.
So it's not completely.
It's not completely emulsified. We don't really, we're not kind of going for that texture in this dish.
Yeah, we want just light, just to nicely coat, to really coat the.
Oh, and that smells good. Now, when you make the pomegranate, you take a pomegranate just like that. How do you juice it?
In
Yes.
this, well, maybe I'll learn something.
No, here. So, hardest thing about doing a pomegranate is when you clean it. So the best way to clean a pomegranate is go in water.
Right over here.
Okay.
We can't see from there. Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna take this. And if you go
For
in
the
water,
juice, we purchased the juice.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
you just go in water and you just break it open in water. This way it doesn't go everywhere.
Because they stain.
They
like
stain. So see
crazy.
how this is?
Right.
Then you just
right.
open it in the water. Much easier.
Underwater.
Underwater. My mom taught me this trick. Comes out great.
Because she didn't want you to stain all your clothes.
Exactly.
Right.
Because that's how we take them out. And then you would just, if you really want to juice it yourself, you could put it through the juicer. You'd be doing this for a long time, though, to get enough juice.
Oh yeah.
So we just purchased the juice. Right now at the farmer's market, it's available at different
So
farms.
pure pomegranate juice.
Correct.
Pure pomegranate
Unsweetened
juice.
pomegranate
Unsweetened,
juice.
reduced
Right.
down. As you can see,
So
has it
sliced sunchoke, the Pink Lady apples, a little bit of Parmesan cheese, lightly mix that together with
is a-
pomegranate seeds.
Those you can do yourself.
Those, correct.
yes, those we do ourselves. That's the trick of opening like that.
Yeah, without making
So a little bit of the vinaigrette there. We'll put a little bit on the plate. just for color.
So you've cooked that down. That's got much darker than.
Yeah, we cook
Yeah.
it down really slowly.
And so by bruising the kale with your hands,
Yes.
that actually makes it softer?
Softer,
Correct.
easier to eat.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I've heard about massaging it. I never knew that really worked.
Same difference.
Yeah, you're just bruising it, you know.
So we do that, and then we just take our little bit of our cheese
bit
and
of
we put our little
breadcrumb
gumbo on
for
top.
texture.
Oh, and that smells
And
so
then nice
fantastic.
Parmesan, the lemon.
What's awesome about this salad too is it'll keep. So like for myself, a single young lady, I'll make like a large batch of food, keep it in the fridge, and eat that, lunch or dinner or whatever, and do variations off of that. But kale's great for that.
Keep it just the kale,
The
bruised kale.
entire salad.
Oh, the whole salad.
Correct,
With the sunchokes and with the apples.
You do a different variation.
Yeah.
This might oxidize a little bit. Like I did one with Brussels sprouts and kale and stuff like that. So.
Wow.
And then here's our
Squash roast.
squash dish
with the grapes.
with the grapes and the with the grapes, mushrooms, onions, Swiss chard, and Brussels sprouts, and the fermented black bean sauce. Now this could be anything. This could be with green zucchini in the summertime.
Right.
But I think when you're trying to eat vegetarian, it's important to create a meaty aspect. And this is a meaty dish.
Right.
This is a fulfilling meaty dish. It's great for fall, winter, spring,
Bold flavors.
summer. You could just
lot of
change it.
fermenting.
Yeah, exactly. So it's really a great dish. And whatever's left over, it's good cold the next day.
Oh, yeah.
You can reheat it, or you can make it the day before and take it to lunch and heat it up in the microwave if you need to, or an oven
Right.
at work, whatever you have.
Okay, and here it is, fresh out of the oven. Look at how that cheese melted all over the place without getting all gummy, like you said, Josiah. Look at this beautiful salad, the kale, the brown Parmesan crumb, the
Vibrant
massaged
colors, huh?
kale,
Right?
vibrant colors, pomegranates. All right, question, when you're eating this, we're gonna dig in. Chefs, I want you to tell me
Okay.
if we did it right.
Eat
But
it.
this is just, you're gonna eat it right. You don't need to cut it
You
in
can cut it, or you can just eat right out of it. I
slices.
mean, it's kind of nice to eat it out, because then you get, when you dig it out, you get the squash coming out with it, all the
yes.
flavors
And I gotta
together.
get the Brussels sprout, oh boy.
Yes, very good.
It's nice when you get the different flavors, right? Sweet, salty. It's creamy from the squash, but
And that
Simple.
sauce really mellowed out in there when it blended with all those flavors. You're not fighting with each other. That is fantastic.
that's nice.
Everything is done too. It's all, nothing's, too hard, too soft.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
And
Balance
this
is
squash,
important.
it is.
Balance.
It's very important. Oh, look at how soft this
Fantastic,
squash got.
huh?
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Sustainable bowl there.
More of that later.
Try
There
this
for the
here.
salad. Yeah. So I kind of had my doubts when I was smelling that, and it was so strong and pungent, but it totally mellowed out when it cooked. It's amazing. Get some of this off the side. Mess up your beautiful little display here.
Super clean,
Oh, kale is just good for you.
soft, right?
It is.
Kale, whoever did the kale marketing was brilliant.
Kale marketing. Oh yeah.
Right.
The eat more kale. That message. Yeah.
Well, it came out of nowhere. 5 years ago, you didn't see kale anywhere,
Never,
and now it's
never.
everywhere.
Now you got to have it every day. Well, this is great. So 2 stars. When's the third one? Are they going to be coming back, or what's
We
the?
hope so,
Yeah.
but we're working for it every day, even though they're not here.
Absolutely.
We're still pushing just as hard to
Right.
be excellent. And
Right. Right.
And
And
I
you have a
think-
cookbook.
I do. It's called In Pursuit of Excellence.
Right.
It's available on Amazon or through melise.com website. I think just whatever, it's always important, just remember, buy the freshest, best ingredients you can buy, and treat it with respect and simplicity.
Right.
And I think you'll always be happy and enjoy the food you make
Right.
at the
Right.
market.
And you'll
it's,
stay inspired.
Yeah.
And you'll be happy doing what you do.
Every
As
single
are you.
day, which
As
is
are you.
awesome. And I respect this man so much. He's awesome. It's ridiculous.
Thank you, Nyesha and Josiah, for showing us these recipes that you can make using farmers market ingredients, no matter what your budget. Cooking with the Farmers Market supports California family farms and brings you the freshest ingredients on earth. Join us again for more Cooking with the Farmers Market.